All right, everybody, how you guys doing? So, welcome to Watch to Earn and welcome to In-Depth Crypto. And today we're going to be talking about our BNB position. And currently, as I speak, I'm currently up roughly about 25 to 30% on our trade. So, um, I wanted to show you guys here that this is a official trade. So, I realized I didn't show you guys on KuCoin, but yeah. So, yet again, BNB perpetual. Our entry price was 290, as I've been telling you guys, and our um, we're currently up 27%. And then you see here, our liquidation price is 335, and then our profit, if it goes to 125, is 2400. But I'm probably going to sell before then. I think it's going to bounce before, but this is what our video is going to be talking about. So before we start, reason why I think it's on this side, yeah. Yeah, so the reason why this side is puffy and maybe my face is a little bit swollen is because I got my wisdom teeth actually taken out about 2 3 days ago. So it might be a little bit hard for me to talk. Hopefully it's not too bad, and it's gonna be a little puffy, but just let you guys know that's what that is. So um, yeah, so I guess before we start, as customary, we're going to be looking at Watch Earn's price. So currently we're near all-time highs actually. So between Dex Screener, which is one charting platform you can use for obviously coins on dexes, and then also on PooCoin, you can see where our chart is. So we usually pull up PooCoin, but today we're going to pull up Dex Screener, and the reason is because you see here we're pretty much at all-time highs. Our all-time high would have been the 15th of June, and I've been at 0.4627 cents. So that's just another, I think, 0.5%. It's 0.5 or 5% more. I don't remember. Um, but yeah, we're pretty much at all-time highs. But on KuCoin, the all-time high is roughly about 6 cents because we both remember we have the BNB and USDC positions, or USDC pairs. So when you purchase on KuCoin, for whatever reason, the BNB goes up first and then it sells afterwards. Whereas on Dex Screener, you don't see a little wick here as you would in KuCoin. So we're currently sitting at 4.5 cents roughly. So into the trade now. So I want to show you guys the initial trade here, and the reason why I'm doing this video on in-depth crypto versus dev talk is because it's going to be a little bit more in depth, obviously, in terms of our position because quite a few things have happened. So we've entered in this trade, if you remember, all the way back here on the 20th, on the 21st or so. And you'll know that because when you go to the YouTube channel, go here. So prediction, Binance BNB default at 125, November 21st, 2022. So in 9 days, that would have been a month from now. So we got here, and so this is where I was initially seeing where, unless I go to the 1 hour, let's go to the 4 hour. So I saw us get back into this purple trend line. And if you go even further back, this purple trend line should have been from, yes, the very top of this price action all the way from November 2021. So went from November 2021, went all the way down. We hit it back in April. We bounced down. So it's a bearish trend line, obviously. Then we went up, and then we punctured this trend line. So we came back to the trend line. Let's go down to the 4 hour now. So this major, or not major, but let's do that. Right. So we came back down to this weekly, to the weekly trend line, and then we bounced back up. So I wasn't sure if price was going to go straight down to the yellow area or it's going to go up. Obviously, it went up, so we had to wait quite a bit. I've been covering this since November, towards the end of November, and we were at 300. Then we peaked at 314. I told you guys in our first or second video, I believe, that I thought 314 was going to be a point to sell at, or a point where price might be rejected at, because we got in at 3. So our current price, and this is why this chart is so messy, but I have another chart ready for you guys. So we got in at 290, which is our current trade, but once price got around here, I made a little bullish position. I lost about $100, as I told you guys before, and then we re-entered only about like $2 less. So in the grand scheme of things, we're pretty much in the same trade. So our stop loss, our liquidation price, as I said, is 335. So let's go on a slightly cleaner chart now. This is my chart with all my annotations, and I'll be showing you guys how to do that in a upcoming video. And then also I will be releasing a trading course, probably summer. I like to say summer of 2023. So Binance USD, Binance US. So here's a much more simplified chart. So um, so I guess one question to ask is, why don't I have a stop loss versus just a regular liquidation price? And the reason is because after all my years of trading, my consensus is that essentially the stop loss is kind of like a training wheel equivalent for a bike. And the reason is because you need a stop loss. Let's say this. The traditional stop loss, when you ask a regular trader how much you should lose per trade, is usually sub 5%, usually sub 3%. 3% is usually the most that you're gonna make, that you're accepted to lose, or yeah, lose on a trade, essentially how far you put your stop loss. So this would be the red bar here. The problem with that in crypto is that simply cryptos move too volatile. A 3% move in crypto is absolutely nothing, even on the, I want to say on the 1 hour, but definitely on the 4 hour charts, within like two candles, you're definitely going to get hit eventually. So let's just do an example here. 3% is, boom, that's 3%, and then you can just imagine what it is on the other side. This as well, this is 5%. So you understand that having a 3% stop loss is kind of nonsensical, especially when you're considering leverage. So my alternative is this, where let's say instead of 3%, let's say you did that trade and you had 3% risk, but you use your entire account value. Instead of doing that, what I do is I use a segment of my personal funds that I'm willing to lose 100% of. So ideally, this would be maybe like 20, 30% of my capital, but now it's a little bit more just because we're pre-revenue phase. So I'm kind of have to take the risk right now. But the entire point is that I don't mind losing this money. Like, even though yes, it would be quite bad. That would be another 700, 800. So it would take me maybe like a month or so to get that back. But the point is that, one, it helps you take your trade way more serious. So instead of looking to buy and sell on this very small 4 hour, for candles, if we look right here, from entry to liquidation price would have needed a 15.5% increase to hit my stop loss. Current trading price, my stop loss is an entire 21% away. So, not saying that cryptos aren't volatile and that the wicks can't happen, but one we're we're looking at Binance Coin, or when we're looking at BNB, so we're not looking at a super illiquid pair. So obviously we're not trading on Binance US, we're trading on KuCoin, as you can see here. But regardless, the liquidity for the BNB future pair is high. It's not going to be super crazy. So as soon as I say that, we look at here. Um, I'm not sure entirely what this wick is. When you look at other charts, it doesn't have this. So this is exchange specific, and this is why this is Binance US, for example. This is not regular Binance, and so this is more than likely the cause for this wick. But on the other charts, they don't have it. So what else did I want to mention? What else I want to mention? Yeah. So I'm kind of testing out this price cycle thing, as I told you guys before. All price cycles in terms of price action, in terms of technical analysis within crypto, have a birth price, an apex price, and a death price. So essentially, when the range is finished. And so this is why I keep my fully annotated chart, though, so you guys are able to see everything that I drew. You see that it kind of speaks a language in a sense. And I always say this, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Um, you see here through this trend line that we hit at the 26, this is where our current price hit down. So when we're going down from our highs, our local highs at 315, we went down, and you see this current spike all the way up to roughly about 305. It didn't hit obviously this trend line. So all these are purple. I know it's probably hard for the video if you're not used to this, but all right, this turquoise line. So we didn't hit this turquoise line once. We didn't hit it twice. We didn't hit it 3 times, and we finally hit it for the very first time since getting here. So now we validated this trend line. So that's why I was like, yes, price could have flicked up to this supply zone and up to this supply zone as well, stemming from up here. If you look at the 1 hour chart from the 27th, there's a supply zone there. But I was like, I'm not sure. And then so this is what the price cycles were telling me as well. So this pink one that you see stemming from the 21st, if you go back to the other chart, the Binance US, you'll see that's very skinny in nature in terms of its price. So price went sideways a bit, so it expanded outside. And so this is kind of called, I call this like dead man's land or no man's land, where it's just pretty much you just wait to see what happens. If it goes against what you drew, just simply wait to see what happens. And so I saw another price cycle come. And remember how we draw price cycles. We start at the left-hand side of price. And then if we're looking for when price is going to reverse down, we're going to look for a bearish price cycle, meaning that we have a birth price towards the bottom side, a death price also around the bottom, and then an apex price towards the top. So this is a when to sell. Obviously, you want to sell at the top, buy at the bottom. So when price came out here, I wasn't all too concerned about price flicking up to 334 or anything like that. If it's going to do a shape like that, I didn't think anything like that. So, yeah, I'm quite confident in this trade. Quite confident in this trade. We're going to look more. So, as I was telling you guys also in another video, um, our obvious goal, as I've been telling you guys, is to get all the way down to 125. And I do believe that's where final price will look or will be settling at, because we have quite a few different price cycles going here. We have this yellow one going all the way from March 2020, and we go through its highs again. So we rode this high up. We did the line of best fit. So that's kind of the whole point of this parabola. If you didn't check before, I'm going to do a separate video as well about exactly what a price cycle is. But we're trying to do the line of best fit. So obviously, we're not going to be able to cover each and every single top, but we're trying to see within this rate of change what's considered high or low, and um, that will adjust itself relative to time based off of the shape of the price cycle. So we have this yellow one going there. We have the shorter term turquoise one from June 2022. We have quite a few different regions for this 125. But before we get to 125, we still have to cross again this trend line made from November 2021, which I just told you guys about. And once we get past there, eventually, what I'm looking for is where is an opportunity between the purple trend line and between 125 in terms of a reversal. So it really just matters in terms of how wide this price action goes, because it doesn't seem like price is looking to whipsaw. It looks like it's going to perhaps, and as I mentioned before, either it's going to bounce off of these trend lines here, maybe go up to about 276. I can see just even a slight bounce and then just a drop all the way down to, excuse me, all the way down to about 237. If it gets to 237 and prices look okay, I'm going to look at what is the current, what the ROI would be in terms of making a bull position, so a long position. I don't think there's going to be a high one. I think it's going to be a little bounce from the trend line. And so let's take, for example, our previous bounce from this trend line was here on the 21st, and we went up how far? 25% in value. So we went up 25% in value, and then let's see what happened right before. So when we burst out of the trend line, we had a maximum of 46%, really about 31, 33. So We have another one here at 28, so a difference of 5%. So you can think between 5 and like 13 is what, that another 7%. So if this was 24, maybe a 17% increase, give or take. And what's 17 here? Interesting. So let's look at the Fibonacci now to see what level that 17 reaches at. Oh, whoops. Oh, I always do this wrong every single time. Top. All right. So as you guys might be able to see, it's a little messy, but that 17% goes up all the way past 0.618, which is the quote unquote magical number for Fibonacci. So I will be considering that because I don't want to go through this entire trade and not make any profit based on that going back up. However, I will be weary because, as I personally experience, you don't usually see price just go whip down and then whip all the way back up. And especially understanding the fundamental and sentimental analysis currently, there's nothing fundamental that would explain such a high uptick again when this was just a when this was just a retracement. There's no reason for expect such a high another retracement again, fundamentally speaking. And to the market sentiment, unless some news comes out whenever price comes here, I don't think any bullish news on BNB is going to be here anytime soon to justify that. So because of that, here's my current stance. I believe price is going to come up to about 238, maybe go on the other side of this red trend line. So this red trend line was made all the way back when we first came up here back on the 24th. You might do some reaction like this, and it could be around the same height as this price action here. But then I do see a even longer whipsaw here to get all the longs out. I do think I do see that. And from price or from entry price all the way down here, that's a 36% move. Not too crazy. Not too crazy. Um, However, in a similar way, how we did definitely bounce off of this purple trend line that we made from the 21st from November 2021, I do believe in the same way how we in terms of this turquoise, this current one. So you see this one that goes down here. This current price cycle, because we followed it so strictly since June, and basically even though price during the FTX news pretty much broke it out completely, it still respected the apex price pretty much entirely. So if we can see this reaction of price, I do believe similar to how this line for 2021 was originally a bearish and then it proved to be bullish in the short term. I think in reverse, this is a bearish one, a bearish trend line because the apex is at the top. But once we hit price, we're going to see a low bounce up. Now, where that price will go is another question because price hasn't developed enough. But I do think that, and the reason also as well, if we see here, this is a demand zone. So this is where we first started this entire movement all the way from June to now. So about 6 months worth of price. So it's very hard for me to see anything where price will go straight through this demand zone straight to 125. So if it does go down to 186, give or take, I will be definitely selling. I I just don't see myself not selling here. I will separate some of the funds so at least we can secure our profit. But I'm definitely looking to take a long position back up. Might as well. If our if our final value, because I think I have $700 in terms of initial margin, so it's going to be about $3,000. So this is between myself personally and between Watch to Earn. So currently, because we're still setting up the Watch to Earn company in terms of officially, legally, and that type of stuff, is still me giving the company my own personal funds. So basically, I'm at complete discretion in terms of how much I want to give to the project or not. But regardless, as I told you guys, I'm definitely looking to delegate half of winnings for sure to Watch to Earn. Not saying exactly when, but I definitely think that that's gonna happen. But whether it's $1,500, 2,000, whatever, any space like this. So I can definitely see a trade like this. Boom, look at that. That's another 31%. So even at a 3x leverage, which means that my liquidation price would be also at 30%, which would be all the way down to, and I can't even see it. That's how far it is. All right, let's try that one more time. So even down here, if we had a 30% liquidation price, we're currently looking at $131 in terms of my liquidation price. That's nothing. That's nothing in terms of our how much space. That's more space than we have currently. And just to think about that. So we think that's the case. Um, a 3x leverage is 100%. So we can make another 100% based off $2,000, $3,000, $1,500, whatever. Or I can increase the leverage to maybe a 4x, a 5x, and then make however much more else in that. So you guys can see that hopefully, if these next 2-3 trades work out, Watch Earn is going to have quite a bit more funds to play with, quite a few more. So that's just what I wanted to break down with you guys. We are currently up roughly 30% on our, so 28% on our trade. Thank you guys for sticking with the trade. I know a lot of you guys. This has been one of our most popular videos. Outside of the trivia series, I think we got 58 views on our other previous Binance stuff. So a lot of you guys are interested in this, which is good. And I'm looking to create more trading contents as the time goes by. So this is for me to build my portfolio. As you know, I made that Bitcoin call. Um, well, if you guys don't know, I've mentioned this in a previous video. Bitcoin. Was it here? Nah. Let's do Bitcoin, KuCoin. Yeah. So here is my trade. So I made this in April 2021. I had proof of it on In-Depth Crypto. So you're currently watching In-Depth Crypto now, but In-Depth Crypto was my original Watch to Earn project last year that I absorbed. So I made this call back in April of 2021, and it took about 14 months into June when it finally hit this price. And when I made this call, no one was saying it. I guess the guy at Hex, Richard Hartz, I guess he also called it on the same day, but I had no idea who he was at that time. But so here was my, oh yeah, ETH to fall to 2008. Look at this, bro. Look at this. This was considered revolutionary, bro. 3,000 May 16th, bro. Oh my god. Um, yeah. So let's look at that Bitcoin trade. Sell your Bitcoin now. Yep. This was April 18th, 2021. It was trading at $55,000. So you can look this up for you guys for yourself. And then I remember as well, this guy was trying to tell me that my idea was bad, not him. Um, where is it at? Correction is due. No, where'd it go? Hold on one second. If I can't find it, I'll just switch off. But oh yeah, so on April 18th, I said to sell your Bitcoin. I'm saying it now again. Bitcoin will plunge. So it was at 50,000. And look what I said. On the 18th of April, I was almost certain at the top of Bitcoin and 16-fold run was over. Man, how little support that idea got me. Now, fast forward almost 30 days, Bitcoin has reached sub 50,000 for the second time. Why don't believe people that this is just a dip? People were saying, buy the dip, buy the dip. The word dip literally assumes that Bitcoin will always have to outdo all-time highs. I literally call this Bitcoin evangelism. Blah, blah, blah. Don't be stupid. Sell your Bitcoin now. He says, because it is number one, no rationale needed. It's number one. It only changed the top, removed, blah, 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 blah. What does this guy say? He said, what a stupid thing to say twice. And then so, uh, in terms of my Bitcoin call. But then look, obviously price right now is at 16,000. So I'm not saying that I'm a genius. I'm not saying, I am saying that I'm quite competent though. So the whole point of me showing you guys this is that one, I feel confident in this trade, and then two is also to build my portfolio. So I'm going to be producing more videos of this until our trading course comes out, which is going to be in the summer. And that's after I have this, you guys will have at least some faith in terms of my trading ability, my analysis, and know that this isn't fabricated, or this isn't one of those traders where it's like, oh yeah, I made 18, 20% whatever during the bull run, or that type of BS, where I'm saying if I can make money in the bear markets, what does that mean for the bull market? So thank you guys for watching this video. It's been about 25 minutes, so it's been a while, but yeah, I just want to tell you guys that we're up about 30% on our position. So until next time, guys, catch you later. Peace.